So, thank you very much. My name is Mikko Turtiainen, and I'm really happy and excited to be here. Can everyone hear me okay? Very good. I'm going to start off with a couple of questions. Firstly, how many of you know Finnair? Yeah, hey, lovely. I like to see this. Second question I'm going to throw out there is, did anyone have their birthday yesterday? Is there anyone with a handful? Finnair turned 94 years old yesterday, so we are the 5th oldest airline in the world and going on to that 100-year anniversary. So in that sense, I'm going to come back to that because that actually has something to do with my presentation and in regards to Finnair and China. One of the questions I do get asked quite often nowadays is, what are you guys doing in China? Because you're doing something right, what are you doing well? And I'm going to touch on that during my presentation in regards to certain things that we've put a lot of emphasis on, areas that we want to emphasize more in the future, and a couple of areas that we do internally and externally that probably help us in regards to China. Being an airline, naturally, our main focus is flying the passengers from point A to point B. But, for example, we need to do a lot of work because, naturally, Finnair, the carrier of Finland, we want a lot of tourists to come to Finland and experience the magic that Finland offers. And so our salespeople, which we have a great sales team in China, they do a lot of work with Visit Finland and with other organizations in Finland promoting what can be done in Finland. What are the different things that you can do in Finland on top of seeing Santa Claus or visiting the Arctic Circle? So we've been doing a lot of that, and that has actually helped also in producing the tours that you can see in the Chinese market today, with China being the fastest growing passenger, or when looked at in overnight stays, China is the fastest growing nationality in regards to overnights in Finland. So we have accomplished something in the Chinese market, and there is an amount of hype around Finland at this moment. So that's something that we'll touch on, but I guess I'll start digging into the details and showing a few slides. Finnair is in a growth mode. We're in a sustainable and a profitable growth mode. Asia is where we want to grow, and China has been at the forefront of that growth. It's really important for a company to be aligned when you talk about strategy, and it's not just a word that you throw out there. We do a lot in regards to head office to also understand what is happening in China. The whole company, all of Finnair, has to be aligned from our customer service to our service design in regards to how we do in-flight, in regards to our sales, in regards to our marketing communications, in regards to our PR. The whole company has to be aligned, and you really have to go deep if you want to succeed or even have an opportunity in China. So the whole organization has to be aligned. It cannot be something that's just done in China. Because in most cases, also that local organization does need the support of head office in regards to developments and new initiatives that you want to put in place in China or in Europe or any other market. So for us to have an Asia strategy is the right direction for Finnair. Finland is in the right geographical position to offer that shortcut between Europe and China, for example. But for us to truly be able to succeed, we have to go deep in regards to what does it mean to succeed in China. And that has to come through the strategy and has to be with every single person employed by Finnair to also truly understand that and take that to the next level. I really like showing this slide because this shows our network in China, or in Asia. Next summer, we'll have about 100 weekly flights between Helsinki and Asia. A big portion of that will be to China. We have 7 cities in China that we fly to. If we go back 35 years, Finnair had 3 weekly flights between Helsinki and Asia. Next summer, it'll be close to 100. So we have truly, in that sense, put the money where our mouth is in regards to our Asian strategy and really have put effort in regards to developing Asia and China, which is one of the most strategic markets in Asia for Finnair. I think this is really impressive, and I'm going to summarize shortly in my next slide in regards to what those keys to successes are, but this is a list in regards to Finnair achievements in China. Next summer, we're going to have a big party in Beijing. 30 years flying between Helsinki and Beijing. Finnair was the first European airline to offer a non-stop connection between Europe and Beijing. We're extremely proud of that. 30 years. I will definitely be in Beijing on the 1st of June to maybe say a word in regards to how proud of this we are. You can see many other firsts, also in regards to Finnair in China. We were the first airline to connect Europe and Chongqing with direct flights. We were the first European airline to connect Helsinki and Xi'an. How many of you have been in Xi'an? Beautiful city. The history, it's like a story, it's like a book reading through history. Venice and the Silk Road was mentioned. Xi'an, where it started. Absolutely fantastic. I have one slide at the end in regards to views that I have seen over the years in regards to what steps should be taken in Europe to develop travel and tourism into China, and then vice versa, what in my opinion and through the experiences that I have should be done in regards to develop travel and tourism from China into Europe. So looking at the EU tourism year, I think these are points that hopefully are addressed over the next 12 to 14 months. But going back to our list of achievements, next summer, really excited with our team in China as well in Europe to be starting up Nanjing in May. So our 7th destination will be open next summer. If you look at what we fly, Finnair was the first airline in Europe to actually have the Airbus 350, which is the newest technology in regards to flying. We were extremely proud to be able to fly many of our Chinese into Europe on the Airbus 350. Hopefully you had a pleasant experience because I truly enjoy flying on it, and so do many of our other customers. But we were the first airline to actually fly commercial flights into China. We were the first to fly it into Shanghai, the first to fly the A350 into Beijing, the first airline to fly the A350 into Hong Kong. Another step in regards to first that Finnair has taken in regards to developing China. So here are some of the keys that I see in regards to Finnair looking at China. First is the reach. And with this, I mean 7 cities that Finnair flies to from Helsinki nonstop. Extremely proud. Daily into Beijing, daily into Shanghai, flying 10 a week into Hong Kong. Very happy in regards to the reach. Now, what does this mean in regards to the tour operator and the traveler? It offers, for Europeans going into China, combinability. You can fly into Xi'an, fly out of Beijing, have a great historic tour. You can fly into Shanghai, fly out of Hong Kong, or fly into Hong Kong out of Guangzhou, and it's made easy. The same way for the Chinese tour operator or travel agency. We try and offer multiple origins. You can sell from Chongqing into Helsinki, Shanghai into Helsinki, Guangzhou into Helsinki, and get the group, the tour, to start from Helsinki and then go into Europe. You don't have to fly everyone through Shanghai or Beijing or Guangzhou or Hong Kong. So we offer multiple origins. This gives us a greater China reach when we look at developing travel out of China. 30 years flying into Beijing. So that's our experience in regards to China. We look at China as very long-term. I believe this is a very important point in regards to working with the Chinese, that we have been able to build the trust. We are there for the long term. We're not cherry picking. We want to develop together. We want mutual benefits. So long term, I believe, is a very important matter if you do want to succeed in regards to the Chinese market. Partnership and cooperation. Finnair could not do this alone. We need good partners in China. We work very closely with the travel industry, tour operators, consolidators, travel agencies, TMCs. Extremely important partners. We work together. We listen to their feedback. We truly try and develop our product and service in the direction with the feedback that we get from them. But it's also important to choose the right partners that work for your product and service that you offer. Innovations. Being a pioneer, being the first in many of the second-tier cities or the cities in China to fly to, servicing the Airbus 350, being the first to fly that commercially into China. These are innovations. Finnair was the first airline to offer Alipay as a payment solution for onboard purchases. Alipay is the same for us as me putting £5 on the table. It's part of their everyday life. And we were the first airline to offer that for onboard purchases. What happened once we offered Alipay for onboard purchases? Our onboard purchases tripled, like that. Because that's what the Chinese are used to. You have to understand the market if you want to succeed in China. Innovations also in regards to the products and services that we have made. Finland, like I mentioned, overnights of Chinese have gone up 40%. Finland is a mono destination. 7 years ago, I might not have truly believed this, but we have truly made Finland a destination that Chinese want to see. It's a positive not to have big crowds in Lapland where you have more reindeer than people. The fresh air. Small things that have been innovative, we've been able to put into a package. Something that my kids hate doing. We're going cherry picking, we're going to pick blueberries in the forest. My kids hate it. But it's something completely different that we were able to package to tourists coming to Finland. Really, I can go in the forest, I can pick this berry and eat it directly from the ground. Let's get a little bit of berries and mushrooms and go together to the kitchen and let's make a dinner together as a team, as a group. Be innovative in regards to what you offer the Chinese, because this will also be a key to your success. These are all linked with understanding what the needs and desires of the Chinese passenger are. In regards to our service, we have Chinese staff on board our flights. We have Steve and Liu making menus in regards to what we offer in business class. We have a great Chinese team in regards to sales. If you look at our Helsinki airport, which is our hub, we're as good as Helsinki airport. There's signage in Chinese, there's customer service, there are Chinese staff at the airport assisting Chinese passengers in regards to connecting flights or where they can pick up their baggage. Make sure your infrastructure is at that level that it can truly offer smooth travel for the Chinese passenger. This always brings a smile when the work that we do, you're also awarded for the work. So we have received a few nominations as well as awards in regards to the work we have done. And I think this links very closely with the previous slide in regards to what those keys to success are. So when we look at developing tourism to China, I think China has the pieces of the puzzle. If you look at history, if you look at food, the cuisine, if you look at shopping, even beach holidays, you can find the right areas. I think the possibilities are there. We have tour operators we work closely with that do great combinations in regards to combining 2 great cities, 3 great cities of China and make it one easy package for the European traveler to buy. There are great cruises from Chongqing on the Yangtze that you can experience a cruise in China. But I think there are also areas that we can still develop. And if we look at a few, I think we need to make the possibilities in China more aware to the tour operators here. The visit organizations of China would love to bring you here to Europe to speak in, for example, the Londons, the Stockholms, the Helsinkis, the Germanys, the Italys in regards to making the industry in Europe very aware of the possibilities in China. I think easy apps in regards to when a tourist is in China, easily purchasable events that you can do or activities that you can do. If we look at how can we develop travel from China into Europe, here are some points that I see being extremely critical. Firstly, basic segmentation, know your customer, know what they want. Are you looking at the group traveler or the FITs? Are you looking at families? Why do they want to go? Is it shopping? Is it adventure or experience, which is growing more and more? Know the reasons why those travelers are coming. Is your own infrastructure at that level that can truly accommodate the Chinese traveler? Do you have payment methods that make it easy for them, the Alipays or the Union Pays? Are there Chinese restaurants in the area? Today, in Rovaniemi, the heart of Lapland, you find Chinese restaurants that offer extremely good cuisine. The Chinese do want to try specialities. In Finland, the reindeer and the salmon, but they also do want to experience the Chinese food and have what's familiar to them. A few other points that I might make are niche segments in regards to travel. Paris has the Eiffel Tower, London has Big Ben, just to mention a few. Finland, in that sense, we have more nature. We have the Arctic Circle. But honeymoon travel, adventure travel, health travel, which is one that's truly growing, educational travel. But truly, when you make your business plans and try and attract the Chinese into your destination, make sure you have it well planned out. Chinese staff always helps in regards to making that stay smoother. One other that I throw in the air is the visa policy. Some countries don't require visas for Chinese tourists. Some offer multiple-year visas. EU has various visa requirements depending on where you go. But these are a few points that maybe, hopefully, I wake up some thoughts in regards to developing your travel business, either into China or into Europe. If you have any questions, if you have any ideas, if you have comments or different viewpoints to what I've thrown out, come discuss when we have the break. My email is very easy, first name, last name @finnair.com, even though the name's not the easiest. Come hook up with me in WeChat. But thank you very much.